Hi grade 5. In today's video, I'm just going to go over topic 9, processed materials, activity 1. I did send you guys the memo on Class Dojo, and then also I sent you guys like a concept map, which is a way that you can use to place all the to kind of summarize the information. You put on there what you already know, and then as you learn more, you add, but you don't write long paragraphs of things. It's keywords, key sentences. Right, so this is just when you guys come back to school, this is something that I'll explain in more detail, but this is something that you can use as a study method. It is kind of how your brain files the information. Okay, and this is a cool way to help your brain remember all the information. And so that you can see that new information doesn't just necessarily magically appear, that we actually build on stuff that you have learned before, stuff that you already know. And that's the cool thing and that I love about learning is that there's always something I know. I'm never completely, okay, there's always something I know, and that is important, and that is what you need to believe in yourself. Okay, so I'm going to switch to our book, and I'm going to look at activity 1, page 95. So you can watch the video and then mark it because I've given you the memo, or whichever. Okay, so let's go have a look. All right, so in activity 1, all right, they say in topic 8, you learned that we can combine and process raw materials to make new materials and products. In this topic, we will take a closer look at processed materials and examine the properties that make them useful. In this topic, you will also find out more about how people in Africa have processed materials for hundreds of years. Okay, so we have done processing before. We have done properties, okay? Remember, we learned about the properties of metals and non-metals, and these were important because now we learn properties and characteristics. Okay, so here they give us two pictures, okay, two sets of tables. All right, the top tables are like the ones that you see around school, in the quad, there's some of them, okay, and they are made from concrete, okay, they are molded or cast in concrete, in molds, okay. Then this one is a typical wooden bench, okay. Now the ones at the netball court and those, even though they look like this, they're actually not made from wood, they're made from plastic, okay, but this one in the picture is made from wood. Okay, so let's look at the questions. What material was used to make the table and benches in the top picture? Why do you think this material was chosen? So first you're going to say concrete. That's your first mark, okay? Concrete was used. Why do you think concrete was used? What are the properties of concrete that make it useful to us? Okay, we've already learned that concrete is very strong. Okay, we've learned that it can handle water well, right? It's not water resistant, waterproof, okay? We've learned that it can carry heavy loads, okay? So those are properties that we thought of when they decided to use concrete to make these tables. Okay, you'll also see in the answer book, okay, in the answer book, concrete, it is very strong material that will last for a long time, meaning it is durable, will last for a long time, okay. These two sets of benches are probably the same age, okay, but look, the wood didn't last as long as the concrete ones. Concrete is very durable. Okay, number 2, which material was used to make the table in the bottom picture? Wood, okay? Why wood? Right, here you have to give your reasons, okay, and you have to look at the properties. Okay, now wood is strong. Let's look at our answer book again. Oh, sorry. Ish, you see technology. Okay, our answer book. Wood is strong and it's a natural material. It is also cheap and it looks nice in a garden setting. It fits in, okay? Sometimes something like this kind of, you know, it's concrete. People often say concrete is cold, whereas wooden objects are like warm and naturey. Okay. Then 3, say if the material that has been used to make the table and benches are raw or processed. Explain your answer. Okay. Here you have to say for both. So for the first, the concrete tables. Okay. The concrete tables. Okay. Concrete is processed materials that consists of different materials that are mixed to set. So concrete is a processed material because we've learned already that it is made of different materials made to set. Okay. Or mixed to set. Then wood is a natural, a raw material. Okay. And concrete is a processed material. Wood is a natural material because it comes from trees and is used as it occurs in nature. Okay, so the only changes we make to the wood is we cut them into planks so that we can make tables and benches. Okay, number 4, which material do you think is better to use to make outdoor furniture? Why? Okay, if you just look at those two pictures, which set of benches look better? Those. Okay, this kind of looks old and worn down and weathered. Right. Now you can use wood for outside furniture, but then you have to be very careful in covering it to prevent that the water gets to the wood and the wood then rots. So you would need to put a varnish on it or oil. Okay. But that is a lot of effort. Okay. And you need to do it frequently. So therefore, for an outdoor use, we will go for the concrete. Okay, concrete is strong, it is durable, it can handle heat from the sun, and it can handle cold weather. I mean rain. It can handle cold weather too, but rain especially. Okay, right, and then the last one. Suggest another material that is useful for making, for making outdoor furniture with. Explain why this material would be useful. Stunning example, if you look at the benches under or at the netball clubhouse and at the netball courts, they look like wood, but they are made from plastic. Okay, plastic is cheaper, it's lighter. Wood is actually quite expensive at this point, especially in South Africa. In countries that have many, many trees like Canada and America, wood is not as expensive, but in South Africa, wood is actually quite expensive. So plastic is much cheaper. It's much easier to make because you can melt the plastic and mold it, right? And you can make it what you make. You can make it look like you want. You can make it different colors, give it different textures. Okay, so there is an example of what else you could possibly use. I'm looking forward to see what other examples you have given of what could possibly be used. All right, I hope that this clarifies activity 1 for you. Okay, so now we are going to carry on and we're going to look at the properties of properties and uses of processed materials. Now for this, you need to actually go through it and see. You have to read through it several times to see for yourself. Okay, remember we've spoken about plaster of Paris, we've spoken about concrete. Okay, but here they lay it out more. Okay, they lay it out better. So you need to read these pages several times. Okay, you need to read them several times. Right, so processed materials, what you've learned about them. Okay, processed materials are materials that have been changed in some way. All processed materials have their own special properties. And it is because of these properties that we choose the material to make an object with. For example, here I have, I don't know whether you guys can see it nicely. Okay, it's a bottle that I drink my shake from, right? It's made from plastic because it's easy to shape, it's easy to mold, right? And I think this plastic, let's see, not as easy to recycle, but still recyclable. Okay, so here you need to read over it several times. Okay, then you see that in each section, okay, it gives you properties. Remember, properties are things like malleability, being ductile, shiny, dull, brittle. What else can we think of? Strong, good under pressure, hard, soft, flexible. Okay, these are all properties of materials. Okay, so in each section of this, you will see that they give you the properties and the uses. So to make it easier for you guys to study, and what I would like you guys to do is to take each section and say, plaster of Paris, okay, what are the properties? You write properties and you bullet the properties, and then uses and you bullet the uses, okay? That will make activity 2 much easier, okay? Right, so you do that with each, with plaster of Paris, with concrete, okay, with fabrics, right? Then with ceramic and glass, okay, ceramic and glass, page 99. And then on page 100, you have plastics and paint, okay? Then activity 2 has 5 questions. Don't be fooled, it carries on at the top of the next page. Okay, 5 questions. So you need to read through these pages at least twice. Then you need to write plaster of Paris, properties, uses. Concrete, properties, uses. Fabrics, properties, uses. Okay? Ceramics and glass, properties, uses. Okay? Plastic, properties, uses. Paint, properties, uses. Okay? And once you've done that, and this doesn't need to be long paragraphs and things, bullet, short, okay? Then activity 2 will be much easier. So let's very quickly just go over activity 2. It says, write a paragraph about the use of processed materials that set to become hard and strong. Many people misunderstand this. They see paragraph about processed materials, and then they think, oh my goodness, they have to write a whole page about this. No. Look, they say specific about materials that set to become hard and strong. So, if you think back, which materials are those going to be? Okay? Which materials are those going to be? Concrete becomes hard when it sets, and plaster of Paris. So here you will discuss or write a paragraph about concrete and plaster of Paris. Okay. Number 2, list 4 different raw materials that were used to make fabrics shown in any of the images on page 98. Okay. Now here you can perhaps read more and ask your parents about fabric, because we get natural fibers that comes from nature. So cotton wool, sheep's wool, the silkworms, okay, they can also make fabric from plants, okay, so there are many raw materials and you need to list 4, okay. Then number 3 says, sorry, my camera in the way. Okay, number 3, look at the pictures of glass and ceramic objects labeled A to D in figure 16 on page 99. So it's these, okay, it's these. Right, this is what? A green bottle. This is a bathtub. This is a glass, okay? And this is a ceramic or clay pot. Okay, if you ask your mom, she'll probably tell you about the Aguila pots that are clay pots, very expensive, but apparently very awesome to cook with. Unfortunately, I'm a teacher, so, can't afford the expensive stuff. But they are apparently very cool to cook with. Okay, so back to, then they say, so you label them. So you write A, B, C, D, D, and you say green bottle, bathtub, and so on and so forth. Okay, right, then they say, identify what each object is and explain why the material was chosen to make it useful. So, the glass bottle, why was that material chosen? Explain. So you go and look at the properties and the uses, especially at the properties, because the properties determine or makes us choose which ones we want to use. Okay, right, then number 4, list 10 plastic items that you use every day and identify different useful properties they have from the following list. Strong, durable, waterproof, fire resistant, you can add there, flexible, transparent, anything, okay? And you list 10 and you think, what made it good? This one, for example, that I just showed you guys, right? It's, what I like about this is it's transparent, okay? If it was glass, it would be brittle, and if I dropped it, it would break. Okay, it's plastic, so it's strong, it's durable, it's transparent. I can see what's going on inside, okay? And the cool thing about this is that, I don't know whether you guys can see it, but down here are some, you know, all this writing and stuff that says I can actually wash this in a dishwasher, okay? Which means it can handle quite high temperatures of heat. Okay, so this is the kind of thing that you must do. Why was that specifically taken? Here is my other mug. Okay, you guys will know this mug. Okay, why? This is also made from plastic, but why did they take plastic here? Right, because it looks nice. They can make it any nice color. Once again, plastic is a good insulator of heat, meaning it won't burn my hand. And they can make them any color they want. When you drop it, it doesn't break like a glass cup would or a ceramic cup would. So another reason why plastic has been used. Right, so that's what you must do there. And then the last one, number 5, is explain what paint is used for. Okay, and here you can read through this section, but you can also think for yourself, what is paint used for? All right, so only activity 2, and then I want you guys to relax and just have a chill, and then I will see you guys when I see you. Bye.